Gare back with you at the Nissan Mint 400.
And we're looking at Class 8 leader Robbie Gordon, and this talented 19-year-old looks like he's on his way to victory in the truck class, and Marty Reed is talking to the team on the radio.
Robbie Gordon, this is Marty Reed at ESPN. Do you copy?
Yeah, go ahead, ESPN. This is 807.
Well, you guys are out in front. It's a familiar sight. How's everything going?
Everything's going really well right now. The truck's working nice, and we're just running a nice, consistent pace.
Now, Robbie, you guys have had the reputation of putting the pedal down and not being afraid to push it, and it cost you dearly at Gold Coast. Will you be able to maintain the pace, or are you going to press on?
At the Gold Coast, we ran real good, and we had a little bad luck there at the end. We're trying to use Venables' equipment real well and make it come out on top for us.
Have you had any kind of mechanical breakdowns or tire failures or any kind of thing so far today?
No, the truck ran beautifully all day, and everything's going according to plan.
Well, we'll keep tabs on you. Good luck.
Well, they have a lot of territory left in front of them here, but they're running really good so far. Now, we're looking at Mark McMillan coming up on one of the Class 5s, and we have a report that Mark is now the Class 1 and overall leader, because the leaders of the first 2 laps, Frank Snook and Eric Harris, have suffered a broken CV joint and are out.
Now, this is Jerry McDonald with Ben Metcalf riding shotgun in the Class 4 half of the Team McPherson AC Delco Chevrolet effort, and they are right now running in 3rd place.
Now here is second place in the Class 7S. This is the Ford Ranger of Paul Simon, and they are really closing in right now on Willie Valdez.
Look at the heavy, heavy silt in the wind, just whipping up as high now as 69 miles an hour. 728, Spencer Lowe. He was leading the class after 2 laps, but got stuck in the silt bed just off the pavement starting lap 3, and he lost a great deal of time before he was able to get it moving again.
804, the spectacular Steve McEachern, who won the Parker 400 earlier this year. That was the first race for his truck, and he's finished in the top 3 in both of his other starts. He's the current Class 8 points leader, and he may be on to a big year here in that new truck.
You got a good close-up view of the suspension system working on that BF Goodrich Chevrolet, as McEachern and everything seem to be going very well right now, although they are not in the lead. They're well behind Robbie Gordon. 218, the Porsche-powered entry of Danny Lentner and Henry Bergdahl as they work through the motocross section and attacking it very aggressively. Sherman Balch at the wheel, the Nissan he shares with John Dietz. We understand they lost some time to one of those freak mishaps which occur every so often. It seems their steering wheel snapped in half and had to be welded back together. Everything happens in off-road racing.
Well, Jack Johnson continues to set a torrid pace in Class 4. As a matter of fact, we show him running in the top 5 overall at this point. He's won this race on a motorcycle and in a single-seater, and he's going to be trying to complete the hat trick here today.
Stay with us. We'll be back right after this. And that is Larry Ragland on his way to the Open Mini Truck title.
He's really opened up a big lead. He has a lead of almost a lap over a Roger Mears in second place.
And that's very comfortable. 1627, the Bunderson VW. Mike Spina, Keith Underwood, the 1600cc class leaders.
And running 4th overall by our count. 1642 is Jack Ramsey and Rick Mills. They're also right on Spina's tail in that Class 1-2 1600 battle.
Now Jimmy Crowder plowing along in Class 2. The Martin brothers have fallen victim to transmission problems, and whoa, that's Larry Knoll.
Having a tough time in that silt. Number 124, a Raceco Porsche driven by Ken Frost and Don Blakely, and we have them 3rd in the class at this moment.
Again, look at the dust just blowing across. We talked about the speeds. The winds are now up to 69 miles an hour, and that's official over at the Weather Bureau at the airport. The Unlimited Baja Bug, John Cooley and Jim Kokoris, most formidable team in this class. Cooley is the defending class champion, and Kokoris is a former champion.
Now here comes Rod Hall. He's hanging in there trying to keep the pressure on Jack Johnson, but he's running out of miles and time.
And then it's also the same situation for Jerry McDonald. He's going to have to settle for 3rd place after his driveline problems unless Hall breaks.
Now here's Paul Simon again in 748, and what a charge he's staging here in the late stages to catch up with Willie Valdez. There's Willie going by right now. And there's Spencer Lowe, third in that Class 7S battle. He isn't out of the picture either, despite his misadventures in the silt bed.
116 is John Kelly of Tucson, Arizona. Raceco VW, he is running second in class number 1. This would be a great finish for this team. Robbie Gordon now close enough to start his victory celebration, almost. Look out, he's got to get around first the Challenger class car of James Tucker and Larry Wyatt.
Tucker is, doing the right thing. He's moving over there, but he doesn't quite move over far enough.
Yeah, take a look at the front fender. It looks like they did come together hard enough to break that away. Meanwhile, further ahead, the trip from Tallahassee, Florida has paid off for Jimmy Crowder. He is going to be the first vehicle to cross the finish line in Class 2. The question is, how close behind is Mark McMillan in the overall chase for the championship? Crowder takes the checkered flag and proceeds to, whoops, he's going to turn the wrong way. And that means, as he does that, we get Mark McMillan pulling into victory lane for the overall championship. Let's go to Jerry Garrett.
Well, Mark, you broke the HDRA victory drought that you had back here with the Gold Coast race. Now you won the overall, looks like, in the Mint 400.
Boy, I sure hope I have. I understand there's a car right behind me, but I think I'm going to have him beat on time. And this is going to be one of the sweetest victories for us since our first Baja 1000 overall. And it's been hard-earned.
People say that Mark McMillan's a good driver in the fast stuff, but you had a lot of tough, slow stuff today to overcome, too, didn't you?
Well, that was a typical Mint rough course, and for a lot of years, the people thought the McMillans didn't prepare a car for the high desert, just for Mexico. Well, we can prepare a car to beat anybody anywhere.
Did you have any problems today at all?
Power steering on the last lap, no power steering, and one flat on the second lap, and besides that, a clean run.
Well, meanwhile, Robbie Gordon may lose his fender, but he will win the battle as he's just got a few more miles to go to victory. Stay with us. We'll be back to check the final results.